It's a cold winter in LA, but back in July at 2 a.m. one night in the Hollywood Hills on a street called Blue Jay Way, the limousine of the Fashion Nova CEO is bringing him and some girls home from a night out in the town. And meanwhile, a silver Audi with 3 gang members is also on Blue Jay Way. They're there to rob. And that's when things get wild. Apparently there was 2 other guys, I think maybe meeting the Fashion Nova CEO, walking up to his house. The guys in the Audi get out, put them on the ground. The Fashion Nova CEO runs up to his house to alert a security guard, leaving the 2 young ladies in his car. Security comes out, bangs, shoots it out with the 3 gang member robbers. One of them, for sure, maybe 2 of them get killed. The bodyguard or the security guy is shot. And, I think one of the victims got shot. Very, very wild situation. And that was kind of one of the early harbingers of what's going on now in the cold winter, of all these follow home robberies. Just recently, among other things, in Hollywood at the Bossa Nova restaurant, which is a hot place. So among other things, they killed a guy up at the Bossa Nova restaurant in Hollywood. Now mind you, this is like the nightlife district where, people come to LA so they can wear their jewelry and hang out and be drunk and be dressed nicely and not get robbed. But now people are getting targeted. There's been several hundred follow home robberies where the Fashion Nova CEO, other very wealthy people, and most tragically, the one that just happened that really made international news was the murder of Jacqueline Avant, the wife of Clarence Avant. Now, about a year or 2 ago, there's a big documentary out about Clarence Avant called The Black Godfather, and he was the Black Godfather of the music industry. He was a mentor to Quincy Jones, Puff Daddy. He's a guy who his mentor, I think a guy named Glazer, worked with the Al Capone, so he has direct contact to Al Capone. But he's a legal guy involved in a lot of political things. He was a backer of Bill Clinton, got Bill Clinton in with the black community. Very important in the music industry and very wealthy. Him and his wife had like a $15 million home in a part of the Hollywood Hills called Trousdale Estates, which is one of the most elite areas where the real old big money of the entertainment industry lives. This idiot here that I'm showing on camera, who looks like he's spaced out on drugs, kicked the door in with an AR-15, murders the 90-year-old Jacqueline Avant, and then later that same evening, he kicked another door, or was trying to, and he shot himself in the foot and fell on the ground, and the police came and rescued him, and they realized he was the one that had killed Jacqueline Avant earlier in the evening. As you can see by the 6 and the 2 and the B, appears to be a member of the 6 Deuce Brim Bloods here in LA. That guy's life is going to be a living hell. Clarence Avant did a lot of things for a lot of street guys, helped them get into the music industry, and it was a huge, huge deal. And they killed a 90-year-old woman, which never goes over well in prison. So they probably got that guy in the same little area where they got Eric Holder, the guy who killed Nipsey Hussle, on super extra protective custody, because even a regular inmate get to them, they're through. You may have been hearing about up in the Bay Area, they're doing all these flash mobs where they run into, the Louis Vuitton store. Well, so why is this stuff going on now? Well, California changed their law to basically, or I don't know if it's everywhere in California, but definitely LA and the Bay. If theft is under $1,000, don't even bother calling the police. So if 10 people each steal $900 worth of stuff, that's $9,000 worth of stuff. Don't even call the police. So you just run up in a place, grab stuff, run out. So that's going on. There had already been this thing called bipping going on in Oakland, where so you're in a car, and say you're kind of in slow moving or bumper to bumper traffic, and maybe you have some packages on the back seat. They just come up behind your car in traffic, boom, bash out the back window, snatch the stuff out of your moving car. Pretty frightening. So there's been these flash mob robberies down here as well. Been in a lot of this, well, back last summer during the actual political protests, and then also the looting associated with the aftermath of the George Floyd case, murder verdict. For example, in some of the LA's big shopping districts, Melrose, Santa Monica, the police just stood and watched people steal stuff. So you've now created this kind of little niche criminal class of group thieves, and then now it's moving into these robberies. I did a story before I just put up on my YouTube about that also happened. This happened maybe in the spring, where they robbed a guy for his Richard Mille while he was sitting outside at a Beverly Hills restaurant at like noon on a Tuesday. 3 Roll'em 30s Crips. And an update on that, those guys have already pled guilty. I think they sold the $250,000 watch for like 15 grand, and they were in custody within a week or two. But there's a lot more of these things going on now. A group of people in Glendale did about 9 of them. These are all LA residents. Glendale's like an upscale suburb just east of downtown, mostly Armenian. And another big problem is bail reform. So along with defund the police, the bail reform is a problem. So they've arrested a lot of people for this stuff. And if you're low income in California, you can get you get zero bail. Like, you just automatically get out on zero bail. So in addition to probably the police's reticence to do a lot of stopping and interact with people on the street because of COVID. Of course, you have the defund police. I mean, that's an idea up for debate in the public sphere. I'm not going to say whether that's good or bad, but certainly if you're a police officer, you could feel like, you know, the public's not appreciative of what you do, so they're kind of having like a slow motion silent protest by not doing their job all the time. And you know, crackheads and killers and robbers, they watch the news like the rest of us. And if they see people doing the kind of crimes they like to commit and not getting arrested, or if they do get arrested, getting out on no bail, or on, you know, zero bail, not getting no bail, but actually getting out on a $0 bail, like personal recognizance, it emboldens them to go out and do stuff more. And what I mean by that zero bail is California, just a few months ago, I think in March of 2021, implemented their zero cash bail program, where if you're low income, as long as you're not shown to be a flight risk, you don't have to put up any bail. So they're catching people for these flash mob things, even in Glendale, where these group of LA guys and a girl, I think, did about 9 robberies where they like walked up to people in their driveway, stuck a gun to them, serious stuff that carries a long time in prison. They're out on they're right back out. And even though it doesn't matter if you get out, because theoretically you're still gonna go to prison, to the kind of people that commit those kind of crimes, you know, those are crimes of impulse. Those aren't the smartest criminals, right? I mean, those people have poor impulse control. So to them, if they got right back out, that's like they didn't get caught. You know, people like my guy Lucio the Champ, who does bodyguard work, he's been able to, I haven't seen him lately because he's super duper busy. He's working all the time because these celebrities are hiring him. Get at Lucio the Champ, I put his link, $100 an hour, he'll keep you safe out here. Try to move around LA. But rest in peace to Jacqueline Avant. But, you know, LA is a place that people come to from all over the country so they can wear their expensive stuff, or so they can dress up nicely and bop around and be a little bit sloppy drunk while they're walking to their car. But, boy, you don't even see the LAPD. In my own building here, I was just out of town in Detroit, and Miami got broken into a couple times when we were gone. Someone because police are driving around, they drilled through a metal door, and it's just crackhead crimes. They like stole like a broken camera, and what else did they steal? Oh, like a mixing board or something. It has some value, but not very much. And they came back in again. because they know no one was here at night. But we're back in action now, so. But yeah, they better get this under control, because before LA is like the cities in the Midwest and the East Coast where there ain't nothing to steal. LA is full of targets, both physical property and people. And man, that guy that killed Jacqueline Avant, or is accused to kill Jacqueline Avant, he looks pretty frightening. I mean, you can see here him being brought out on a stretcher after he shot himself in the foot, and he looks like like he doesn't even know what's going on. I don't know what type of hard drugs he was on. A lot of these little gang members, they starting to get into using meth now. So watch yourself. And LA, big city of dreams. Everything in LA ain't always what it seems. You might get fooled if you come from out of town. But I'm down with Lucho the Champ. Something, something, something that rhymes. Al Prophet, American Dope. Stay safe, be dangerous.